So what's going on, guys? My name is MrDalekJD. It's been a few days now since the Black Ops Cold War Zombies reveal, and the magnitude of information that was revealed was almost overwhelming. So now it's been a few days and the dust has cleared a little bit. There is one thing that I'm seeing everyone talking about, and we can't ignore it because it's going to change the way we play zombies forever. And that's that the starting pistol is changing forever in Cold War Zombies, and this is literally going to change the way that Cold War Zombies is played. Now I want to get an interesting gauge of opinion from you guys. If you're going to miss the M1911 as the starting weapon in Cold War Zombies, leave this video a thumbs up. If you don't really care about this, then let me know in the comment section below why. Now, the starting pistol is iconic in Black Ops Zombies for two reasons. The first is that it has become a staple of what is recognizable for Treyarch zombies. It's not zombies unless you start out with the M1911, right? And the second of all is that the starting pistol is the building blocks of progression within zombies mode, and progression is incredibly important. Going all the way back to the original World at War, you start with the bare minimum, 500 points and a starting pistol. The odds are against you, and it's up to you to kill zombies to gain points and use those points to unlock doors, wall buys, and the mystery box to increase your power and your chance of survival. This concept has been ingrained in our brains for nearly 12 years now. And this is the entire balance of zombies. You start off with hardly anything and work your way progressively to having everything. But in Cold War Zombies, this is thrown out the window. And word for word, here's what Treyarch said about this.
No more starting with a pistol. Bring in your AR, your SMG, whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, I can see there's a lot of people not happy about this. Looking on the blog for a little bit more insight into this, if you're playing as a Requiem team member, you can drop in with a gunsmith crafted weapon of choice via loadout support. The fact that you can drop in with a fully loaded out AR, for instance, on round one sounds like it's going to completely kill the progression that we've gotten used to over the last 12 years. Now, let's scale it back a little bit here. This isn't the first time we've been able to change our starting weapon. We had this in Black Ops 4 Zombies, where we could choose a different pistol to start with and even go so far as a shotgun or a rifle. Starting with the MOG 12, for instance, was a lot more powerful than starting with the Welling pistol. Similarly, with the stiletto knife attachment on the Strife pistol, it immediately outclassed the Welling in pretty much every way. And that demonstrated just the power and difference in balance when you spend time unlocking attachments for a certain weapon. So having that on any weapon is definitely going to be a very, very strange thing to have. But I've been having a few discussions with friends about this, seeing what their opinion is and how exactly this could work, and more specifically how it could be balanced. Because if we can spawn with any weapon at all, what stops you from spawning in with a fully kitted out LMG and having the best gun in the game immediately from round one? Well, another new system introduced is a weapon rarity system, where the higher the rarity of weapon, the greater the damage output and attachments for the weapon, which means for the first time, it will allow any weapon in the game to be sustainable in later rounds, and it adds more variety and fun to finding new weapons through the wall buys and mystery box. Combining with this is how I think the starting weapons are going to work. You're going to spawn in with the bare bones basic version of the weapon rarity, meaning it's the weakest version of that gun you can get for damage output and attachments, meaning you probably can't put too many things onto the weapon when you spawn in. It also won't be very strong. I'd assume all weapons will be balanced to do the same damage on round one. Furthermore, if we look at Black Ops 4 starting weapons, no matter which one you choose, they don't have a full max ammo the moment you spawn in. They have a very small amount of ammo in. And I think this is exactly how it's going to work with Cold War Zombies. It will have a very small amount of ammo, and in order for you to get a better version of the weapon, you're going to have to go out your way to get it from the mystery box or get it from wall buys. So whilst this change does sound very scary and very different to progression in zombies that we're used to, I actually think this will be a lot more balanced than we imagine it to be. But nevertheless, I still think that zombies should always well and truly start with a classic starting pistol, because that's how it's always been. And there is some very specific wording on the blog post which makes it sound like we we can also start with a starting pistol if we want to. It says that Requiem team members can also start the match with a gunsmith crafted weapon from a loadout. To me, it sounds like it's an optional also, not necessarily the only way that we'll have starting weapons. When it comes to Cold War Zombies, Treyarch are clearly dedicated to keeping all the classic elements of zombies that worked so well in the past, but adding some fresh layers of fun for new and returning players. And let's also take a second to realize that we don't fully understand how all of these new systems are going to work. We've had bare bones sentence descriptions on how we can bring a loadout into zombies, but what exactly that means and how it will work in gameplay, we can't really judge until we see it from ourselves. If we heard of the idea of bringing loadouts in when Black Ops 4 Zombies came around, we would have thought that was absolutely alien to us, but now this doesn't seem to be such a weird concept. And with the whole idea of different weapon rarities, that means that any weapon will become sustainable and viable to use in high rounds. Essentially, anything can become an uber weapon, which sounds fantastic on paper, but then you think back to Black Ops 3 Zombies, and essentially any weapon with an alternate ammo type can also become an uber weapon because you can constantly get ammo for it. But I think the difference here is that Treyarch are really nailing the different progression trees of zombies so that there is always something more that we can be working towards, rather than in a match of zombies, once you've got everything set up, you pretty much hit a wall of progression where you can't progress because you are as strong and as powerful as you can possibly be. But we have weapon rarities where our guns can always potentially get stronger. We also have perk upgrades, which means that we can always be striving to have perks have better and better effects. We don't know to what extent how these upgrades are going to work, but since we've seen that weapons can be upgraded multiple times, it seems perks could potentially follow in that same route. Again, I have absolutely zero clue how that's going to work. I'm just basing it off what I assume. And again, we don't know every little detail about the announced systems. There's still so many big questions that we can look forward to learning more about that will definitely influence how the game loop evolves with Cold War Zombies. Take the starting pistol argument, for example. If you can spawn in with any weapon of your own choice, then how's that going to affect the point system? Because if we have the original point system from World of War to Black Ops 3, again, if you have a super strong weapon, you're not really going to be earning many points to start off with. And if it's the Black Ops 4 system, again, that's going to make progression really, really slow. So I think no matter how overpowered this sounds, there's definitely going to be balancing acts, which is going to actually make this seem just as equivalent to the starting pistol as it's ever done before. That goes for point balance, the rarity, the fact that the weapon will be its weakest. Whilst this is definitely an alien thing in the zombies gameplay loop we've gotten used to over the last 12 years, Treyarch have done their homework, and all of the various new progression systems they've added is going to balance this out to the point where we're not ever really going to question it once we get used to it and we actually get our hands on it. Overall, I am insanely excited for the release of Cold War Zombies because this has the potential to be the biggest zombies mode we've ever had released. Think about it. DLC on all platforms. Battle Pass progression being shared between multiplayer, Warzone, and zombies. And the fact that zombies look so damn good this year, there's a lot of people that are going to be interested in it. So I am really, really excited. If you guys are as well, let me know. Subscribe to the channel with a bell tick so you don't miss out on a future video. If you want to get your hands on some Black Ops Cold War merchandise, I have created a wonderful poster pack of 4 Wonder Weapon blueprints from classic Call of Duty Ether Zombies. The Monkey Bombs, the Ray Gun, the Wonder Waffle, and the Thunder Gun are available in a pack of 4 amazing CIA classified looking blueprint posters that you can hang up on your wall. They're $30 each, and we're selling them until the 13th of October. So if you want to grab one today, please go ahead and check the link in the description if you fancy a slice of zombies memorabilia. But thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.